I'm pretty nostalgic today, not gonna lie. It's a sad day for me and for the channel. You see, the rifle you've seen on this channel the most, by far, is the little rifle we see behind me. That is my Howard 223 Remington. I love that rifle. You guys know it is my go-to sort of plinking rifle. It was my practice rifle. Now, the reason this is nostalgic for me is this got me started into the journey of chassis rifles. Now, you could argue, Pete, you had a Ruger Precision. Yes, I did. I don't feel like, even though it is a chassis rifle, kind of, it's not like the adult Lego version of chassis rifles where you could literally pop out the barreled action and pop it into something else. You can obviously swap some stuff, but the main receiver section is proprietary to the Ruger Precision. So I love that rifle, as you know, and I wanted to go sort of more into the, swap things out route, and that's why I decided to eventually sell that Ruger Precision, but I've done a complete video on that. Let's not get sidetracked. So it was about 2017 that I decided I'm gonna buy my first Howard. And I was advised not to buy a Howard by a guy who had given me some advice with regards to, what to do and which direction to go for. He said that the Howard was junk. He could not have been more wrong. This rifle, and every Howard for that matter that I've owned, I've never had any issues. They all shoot great, and I think it's a great value for money firearm to get you started. What's really cool now is we have companies like MDT that can kit out your Howard that it looks like, all of a sudden you have a 100,000 Rand Howard. That can happen very quickly, so don't be too caught up on that budget thing. So anyway, I looked around and I found this 223 barreled action. I was like, I'm gonna get that. It had the 1 in 9 twist, and I just needed the barreled action. At that time, you couldn't buy MDT stuff in South Africa. You could only buy it directly from MDT, and then they would go through the whole permitting process to get it exported from Canada. It was a moose mission, as we would say in Afrikaans. But eventually, the post office sent me my SMS and my chassis system had arrived. And I was so pumped to go down to the post office. And actually, I got an ESS for myself, and then my dad also got, I think he got an LSS Gen 1. That was sort of in that time frame. And I put this thing together, and all of a sudden I had this super cool, chassis MDT ESS. It was badass, and this little rifle shot lights out. And I've been shooting this rifle for the last, 5-6 years, and it's been a phenomenal shooter. As I said, I've tried multiple different bullets. I've kind of settled on the heaviest spectrum I can shoot. I shoot it relatively slow, but this is not a specific video on that load recipe. This is the video to say farewell. It's an homage, if you will, to my lovely 223. And it's moving on. But it's not moving on to a random person. It is moving on to my good friend Skulk. You guys would have seen Skulk. Skulk's my business partner, my friend. We shoot multiple matches together. And ever since I had a custom 223 built on a bat igniter action, Skulk has been saying, Pete, don't forget, when you move that 223 one day, he's got first dibs. And that time is now. So I'll probably take this to the range maybe one more time. I've got, I think, like 30 rounds of ammo that I just want to finish shooting out, so then I can take all those cases and get them ready for the BAT 223 and start redoing load development on that. I think my little one has just came in. Hello, sweetheart. Hallo liefie, wil jy hallo sê hierso? Kom sê gou vinnig hallo. Papa, doen rekord gou vinnig 'n video. Maar jy mag nie vir die kamera kyk. Jy kyk daar agter en dan sê jy so: "Hallo." Hallo. Okay, papa's amper klaar. Okay, love you. Bye. Okay, bye Lily. Bye Lily. I'm almost done, sweetheart. Okay, bye. Jy kan die bakkie kry. Okay, bye. So that's the first time in a very long time that she's actually been in the studio on video. I made the decision a few years ago, or about 2 years ago, to not show her little face on YouTube. The world is a funny place, and being like involved with firearms and those kind of things, that's why I did that. Anyway, so where were we? That rifle is now moving on to Skulk. I'm gonna shoot out the remaining ammo and then redo my load development whenever that new 223 comes in. It was meant to come in with all of my rifles that got confiscated, that it would have been on that Bullet Central shipment that ended up being a disaster. As you guys know, I've done a video on that. But this is now coming with the next batch of rifles. So there'll be more rifles coming. If you haven't seen the video on all the new rifles coming there, it'll be up here somewhere. So that's sort of where we are there. Now, this 223 has gone through many different variations in its life. It's had probably more than 10 different optics on it. This was the same rifle I used where I threw the optics out the window of my car while I was doing like 70 kilometers per hour, if memory serves. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check it out. I'm gonna try get that up to about 70 at the moment. We're doing 70. We've got the Vibra PST, and today's test is going to be quite simple, and we're just going to chuck it out the window. It was really like the rifle that we built this channel on for a large extent, because it was cheap to shoot, and I really enjoyed, you know, just being able to knock out ammo on the progressive press. That is one of the big reasons I did decide to get the 223. Now, it obviously started its life in an ESS chassis. It's been in an XRS chassis, and it's currently in an ACC. It really has undergone many different transformations. I'm currently running a Gen 3 on there with our little warbird on the front. This is a bronze, actually a bronze ACC. These are super rare and extremely expensive. Now, part of the benefits of being in the POI, the People of Impact, the guys supporting the channel, like this chassis needs a new home now because I won't be using it, and Skulk's gonna put this in another chassis system. So one of our POI guys has picked up this, or an absolute steal. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the POI, the link to that is down below. But I'm absolutely gonna miss this rifle. Let me pop this down. It are quite heavy. So as I said, this is very much nostalgic for me because that rifle was the catalyst to my journey down the chassis system rabbit hole. And what's really cool even about that is it started my journey with MDT. You know, I was an MDT customer. I gave them my money for multiple chassis and for my friends long before we did anything on the YouTube channel. So when you see on a video where I say, this video is brought to you by MDT, you know, shop MDT for cool chassis systems. It's not just because their chassis systems are cool. I honestly believe in the brand. You know, I was a customer long before I even had this YouTube channel. So take that for what it is. You know, I opened up my wallet and I haven't regretted doing that at all. It has been an amazing journey, and to have them on board as a channel partner really is something truly special for me, and to call them my friends is also really cool. They're such a good bunch of people working for that company, so it really has been an amazing journey. Leave your comments down below and show me you've watched till the end. Which is your favorite video that you've seen the 223 Remington in? Mine? Most of you guys will probably know it from the headshots hunting video, because we've harvested a lot of animals with that little rifle too. I think my favorite video is probably the match that I won. I won a day one of, you know, a 2-day match, shooting against 6 BRs, all the fancy PRS calibers and the stuff, shooting a 223 Remington. That for me was really cool because I could show how capable a little rifle like that is, even though it's just a Howa. But the platform, the way you can build it to a specific race gun, if you will, to serve that specific need, and then next weekend you can put it into an XRS and go shoot foxes or freaking hike up a mountain or whatever the case is. Obviously, you don't necessarily want to shoot big game with the 223, but that's not the discussion we're having here. Anyway, guys, so farewell, little rifle. By the way, also one of my only rifles I never ever gave a name. So to the unnamed rifle, we'll see you in the next live. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.